24 years old. I was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer shortly after the birth of my first child and a few weeks after my 31st birthday. It was a huge shock. I was given a few months to live. Their main goal was to get me to my daughter's first birthday, and she will be turning 4 soon. I've been through a lot of chemotherapy, but have been very blessed in that the treatment that I was on didn't affect my hair, which I'm very much attached to. But one thing I've learned a lot is that the power of community, of people, just general kindness that comes from strangers. I started a blog. It's called Claire's Light. It's on Facebook, so I update that every week. I would love to be able to keep my hair. Unfortunately, it's not going to be the case for me, and I need to have a wig made. And I would love a wig to be made out of my own hair. My daughter as well is very much attached to my hair. Shame, she's only turning 4 in a few months, so it's quite a thing for her as well. So when I explain to her I'm going to harvest the hair and make a wig out of my own hair, she seemed to be a lot happier with that. Unfortunately, all of these things do cost money. You can go and get a cheap wig from somewhere, but I know most cancer patients would prefer not to do that because it does look like a wig and it looks like something that's not natural, and you just want to hold on to that part of yourself, I suppose, which I think is beautiful that there are people that are able to do that. And raising funds is an important part of it, because people cannot afford, with all of these treatments that they're going through, to spend money on something that's seemingly cosmetic is hard for a lot of people to do, and so they don't. Or they suffer through it, and it's very emotional to not have your hair. I've seen people who have lost their hair, and it's really hard to go through. So initiatives such as this, to be able to raise funds for someone like myself to get a wig, or other cancer patients, people who don't have their hairs, is fantastic. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is so special actually, to be able to have a wig made out of your own hair. I think it's incredible that you are able to do that and provide that for people like myself going through something like this. Because it is, you want that connection to yourself. Say thank you so much, Liz and Delia, for this beautiful wig. It doesn't even look like a wig, it just looks like myself, and I feel like I have a huge part of me back. I've been dealing with Liz and Delia from A Few Grey Hairs for a few years now. They were incredibly kind, talented, brilliant hairdressers who were able to gift me with a wig of my own hair when I started to lose my very long locks after a very long battle with cancer. I currently do still have stage 4 cancer, and it has progressed, unfortunately, from my colon, and recently has spread to my brain. So both Liz and Delia are qualified hairdressers. They've been working in the field for over 30 years. As I've mentioned, like, Liz might be a familiar name to you, of Mike and Liz hairpieces, although wigs and hairpieces, which is a bit unfortunate in that Liz no longer deals with or works in that space, although her name is being used. And I think that creates a bit of a false expectation for some people, expecting to deal with her, in that she is really a pioneer in this field. She is so talented, but with the recent pandemic and things that have occurred, they realized just how important it is to keep this skill set from dying out, not just in South Africa but worldwide. There are very few people who are actually able to do what Liz and Delia do. What I think is really going to be exciting for my daughter and for myself is this one. I mean, the options that exist that Liz and Delia from A Few Grey Hairs can give you is just incredible. You know, is this one. I can also style this any which way I would like. I can keep it this silvery platinum. Delia's also explained to me about how to care for these wigs and how to look after them, and what is really awesome with this platinum one for my, I think for my 6-year-old, and she's going to enjoy, and I think me too, is perhaps using a bit of food colouring. You know, maybe my daughter might say, "Mommy, let's have pink hair today." Through the Hairs with Love campaign, Liz and Delia have been so incredibly gracious and wonderful and have gifted me this fabulous wig, which, I mean, I can style whichever way. I've actually been trying to get my hair to do this for a while, and this just does it effortlessly and naturally, and I'm so grateful and appreciative to them, because I think it's really going to help not just me but my family, my daughter. With the arrival of COVID and with the sudden departure of Delia's father, they realized just how valuable these skill sets are and how quickly they can be lost to the world. This knowledge is so important. This is the difference that they bring to the table, and in so doing they created 7 online webinars for registered hairdressers, whereby they can go and download these courses for minimal cost. I think it's about 2,000 Rand per webinar, which they can build up over time, register with the charity in question, and ultimately bring about change on not just an individual scale but hopefully on a grander scale as well, which is really fantastic. So how this works is that Liz and Delia, a mother-daughter team, have worked exceptionally hard to create this package as qualified hairdressers themselves, and they started a campaign in 2018 called Hairs with Love, and it is registered with BackaBuddy. You're welcome to go and support them. I would highly encourage it, because for cancer patients, for people who are dealing with hair loss, when we look good, we feel better, and this is absolutely 100% true.
Liz and I would like to thank Claire for going to the trouble of making this video for us, and we would like to thank her for being part of the journey of the Hairs with Love campaign. She has been an absolute pleasure and a joy to work with. As Claire mentioned, she's been able to receive a wig made up of her own hair, and now she's been able to receive 2 synthetic wigs that are just going to make it that much easier to transition through this difficult time of hair loss for her. But we would like to reach out to those high school girls in our country and throughout the world who have given tiny little bits of their hair. And it's you that have made this possible. We would like to thank you and encourage you to continue giving to the Hairs with Love campaign. We look forward to many, many happy years together where we can provide women and children with free wigs throughout the world. If you're watching this and you're a hairdresser, please take a look at our website. It's afewgreyhairs.com. We have a series of webinars there where we do online training, and Liz and I are sharing the skills that we've acquired over a lifetime to be able to make sure that this gift of giving hair and wigs at a time of need can continue. Thank you and goodbye.